Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Before we start the presentation, we will introduce ourselves first. My name is Ulan Maudina, and
And my name is Firwisyanti.
And my name is Rojan Lilahak.
My name is Rahma Kintara.
And my name is Najma Nisa.
okay, today we'll explore how roles, responsibilities, and authority flow within an organization. Understanding this concept is crucial for effective teamwork and organizational success. So let's move on to the next slide. This slide is explained about definitions. So let's start with some key definitions. The first is position hierarchy. This is a rank structure of position from top executives down to operational staff. It clarifies who leads and who makes decisions at each levels. Uh, the sorry A position hierarchy is like a ladder within an organization. At the top are the highest ranking leaders, such as the CEO or president, and at the bottom are entry level or operational staff. This structure is important because it can clarify leaderships. That is, everyone knows who is in charge at each level, and then it can define decision making authority, and that is, it's clear who has the power to make certain decisions, and it can prevent confusion. That is, employees know how to report to and where to go for approval or guidance. And next is role. That is, this refers to the specific duties and responsibilities assigned to a position. Remember, one person might hold a position but fulfill several roles. A role is a set of specific duties and responsibilities assigned to a position. It because defines what needs to be done. That is, each role comes with tasks that must be completed and then can be multiple. That is, one person may have several roles, especially in smaller organizations, and then ensure accountability. When roles are clearly defined, it's easy to see who is responsible for what. And then next is chain of command. This is the formal path for instructions, decisions, and reports. It ensures accountability and clarity in operations. Uh, This the chain of command is the formal route that instructions, decisions, and reports follow within an organization that can ensure accountability, that everyone knows who to take orders from and who to report to, and then creates order that prevents chaos by making sure communication flows in an organized way, and then creates order to prevent chaos by making sure and then clarifies escalations. If a problem can't be solved at one level, it moves up to the next. And next, the last one is structure types. So organization typically use two structure types. The first is top down or vertical, and flat or horizontal. For the vertical, this is a traditional organizational structure with multiple layers of management. For example, a multinational corporation with thousands of employees where decisions are made by top executives and passed down through various levels of management. And then the next is horizontal. This is There are fewer layers, which promotes collaboration and faster decision making. Um, This structure has fewer management layers, so more employees report directly to top leaders. For example, a startup with 15 employees where everyone works closely with the founders, and there are few formal titles or layers. So, for the next slide, we'll explain by Firly.
Okay, thank you. So now let's look at the main levels in a typical hierarchy. Start with C-level executive in charge of set vision, strategy, and manage external relation. And the second is senior management is in charge to translate vision into policies, and the third is middle management, in charge of turn policies into operational plans and supervise teams, and the last is operational level, in charge to handle day-to-day execution and reporting. Each level has distinct responsibilities, ensuring that strategic goals are translated into daily action. Okay, next. Okay. Now let's talk about roles and responsibilities by level. Started with top management is responsible for set vision and long-term strategy, represent the organization externally, and the second is middle management, responsible to develop operational plans, supervise staff, and manage departmental output, and then supervisor responsible to manage small teams, monitor daily work, and report performance, and the staff responsible to perform technical or administrative tasks and follow standard operating procedures. And clear roles at each level help prevent overlap and confusion, making the organization more efficient. And the next topic will present by Rosan.
Okay. In most organization, authority generally flows in the following order. First is CEO, and second is director, and third manager, and fourth is supervisor, and the last one is staff. This represents the formal chain of command where authority is deliberately delegated from the top down. This ensures that responsibilities are clearly defined and that each role remains accountable. Dele- delegation delegation should be delegation should be the essential leaders assign responsibilities based on individual position and sorry capabilities. Be role specific, each role has clear boundaries and limits of authority. If a task cannot be completed at a certain level due to limitations such as research authority or mm, insufficient knowledge, the task must be escalated to the appropriate management level. This prevents confusion, delays, and invalidation. Explanation. Explanation. First, sorry. This hierarchical structure ensures first is every task has a responsible decision maker. Accountability is maintained at all levels. Efficiency is maintained through clear and orderly task delegation. Following this chain of command is essential for smooth operation and effective organizational management. Okay, the next slide will be presented by Najma.
Sorry, Rahma.
Ah, yeah, sorry Rahma.
Okay, thank you, Rasan. Common problems in authority flow. Some common issues include one, role confusion. Multiple people try to take charge of the same task, causing inefficiencies. Two, bypassing authority. Skipping levels in the chain of command leads to a loss of accountability. And the last one, communication gaps. Staff may be unsure about reporting lines leading to delays. Recognizing these problems help organization take steps to prevent them and maintain smooth operation. Next slide. Case study PT XYZ. At PT XYZ, a logistics supervisor instructed an IT staff member to repair a computer without the IT manager approval. The IT staff refused, leading to conflict and project delays. Problem: authority was bypassed, communication was unclear. Reasons: authority should never be assumed. Department needs clear standard operating procedures. pro- procedures or SOP for cross-functional interaction. Solution: implement cross-functional SOP. Conduct training on roles and authority and use written forms for interdepartmental requests. This case shows the consequences of unclear authority and highlights the importance of structured process and communication. Uh, the next topic uh, will be present by Najma. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, Next is best practices for managing hierarchy and authority. First is define responsibilities clearly. Ensure each position has well-defined duties. And second is create organizational chart. Visualize the reporting structure for all employees. Third is onboarding and training. Educate new hires on the organizational structure. And the last one is utilize technology, use HRMS and task tracking for visibility and delegation. These practices help everyone understand their roles and reporting lines, reducing confusion and improving efficiency. And the last one is conclusion. Improve clarity, clear position, hierarchy, improve clarity in responsibilities, and enhance overall organizational performance, and reduce redundancy, define roles, help reduce redundancy, minimize conflict, and ensure everyone knows what is expected. And the last one is enhance efficiency, proper proper authority flow, establish efficient task delegation, strengthen accountability, and build trust across all levels. Implementing this principle leads to a more effective and collaborative organization. Thank you for attention. Implementing this principle can significantly enhance your organization effectiveness and collaboration. Thank you.
Oke, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.